Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be a little unscripted. Well, none of that is scripted, and it's not really going to be structured either. I'm just sort of going to whisper a little bit, do some casual triggers, and maybe do some positive affirmations. Now, I'll apologize quickly. I do not own a binaural microphone, not yet. So, unfortunately, this is only going to be in, well, very standard audio. I don't have a 3DO, but I may, later down the line, we'll have to see. So, tonight, I have a couple of different triggers. I have 4, maybe 5. If you count my voice as a trigger, we have 5 triggers. We have a keyboard. That's not going to be plugged into anything. I'm just going to type. We have a diary, a hardback book that I'm going to be tapping on because I think it makes really nice, deep, bassy sounds. We have a game controller, much like the first episode, although it's not a Switch controller. And if anyone can answer in the comments what the controller I'm using is, I will be very impressed. It's a limited selection, so you'll probably be able to guess eventually, right? And I also have a book. Not my book. It's a book about periodic chemistry, as I'm a chemist. I read a lot of boring books, but I'm going to read a section from it, just cause, why not? I'm going to flip to a random page and just read what this guy wrote. So, we'll see. First up, I think we're going to go with the keyboard, because it's going to be the loudest, and I'm going to transition down to the quietest. So, this is a big keyboard, and not a fancy one. This is a very old keyboard, and I have had it well over 10 years, if not 12, 15 years. It is the first keyboard that we ever got in my house. I think it sounds nice. It is a very standard black back keyboard. I don't know much about keyboards, I'll have to admit that. I think I don't really know. It's very clickety-clackety to me. It's very clickety-clackety to me. And I've heard on the internet that clickety-clackety keyboards are quite nice to listen to for ASMR and tend to fetch a pretty penny. But I could be wrong. I will be the first to admit I may know a good deal about chemistry. And I may know a good deal about computers. But, unfortunately, I know very little about keyboards or any accessories to computers. I'm purely style-based with keyboards. This keyboard isn't exactly an ugly one. But it is just a little old for my liking. hand side. 7, 8, 9, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 0. Further in, you have your up, down, left, right. Above that, there's a delete, insert, home, page up, page down, and an end key. And further into the left, is your standard keyboard configuration in QWERTY. Where this gets interesting is just above the up, down, left, and right, and just below delete, end, and page down are 4 distinct keys, 3 of which are raised keys off of the actual keys, and 1 is actually sunk into the keyboard itself intentionally. And they sound different as well. They're very tactile sounds to these keys, but these keys much different, much bassier, much heavier sounds. And the keys are a mute key, a volume down button, a volume up button, and a sleep button, which is, I think, quite appropriate for ASMR. It is a button discrete, built into the keyboard itself, that will put the laptop or keyboard or whatever it's plugged into, and it will turn it off for you at one single press of a button. Now, I have had occasions where I've been writing some serious chemical reports, or lab reports, or research papers, and I cannot tell you a single instance that I would ever want a button on my keyboard that would turn off my laptop. It's madness to me to think someone decided a good idea was to have a button that actively turns off your laptop with one click of a button. I do not know why you would need a button like that. I cannot see any reason why you would want it. All I can imagine is a scenario where you press it accidentally and all of your hard work is gone. I don't know why anyone would want that. Keyboards to controllers. I play a bit of games myself, not competitively. I'm not a competitive person at all, actually. Fun tidbit about me: no competitive bone in my body, not a single one. And it's strange because both of my parents are incredibly competitive. They are both incredibly competitive. So I don't know where I came from, because I have absolutely no competitiveness in my body. You'll have to excuse any background noise. My laptop is very loud, and I cannot make it less loud. It is using 2% of its entire computing power, and it is still trying to take off into outer space. I can't stop it. It will just go on its own. I will try to reduce the noise in post. My apologies if I fail at this endeavor. I've always loved games controllers, even though I did not have many games growing up. I'm trying to look around because I saw my 3DS around here, and I don't know where it's gone, but it was here. I didn't have many games consoles when I was growing up, as my parents didn't really like video games. They thought that they subtracted from my studies. As it turns out, they were probably right. But I always loved games controllers. I always loved going to friends' houses and looking at their controllers and seeing what difference there was. I always had Nintendo consoles, and still continue that trend to this day. I started gaming at a very young age, probably too young, probably about 4 or 5, playing my father's Game Boy Advance. My father was not an avid gamer at all, so I got that instead, and played games like Yoshi's Cookie, which was very fun when you're 5. It gets a little less fun when you get a little older, but it also started me playing Pokemon. Pokemon can still be a lot of fun, regardless of age. I just think Yoshi's Cookie aged a bit poorly. Just play Tetris. It's much better. Or Candy Crush. That's free. But I played Nintendo consoles, and I loved the Game Boy. And I loved Pokemon, Emerald, Sapphire, and Ruby. And then I got a Wii, Nintendo Wii. And I still hold Super Mario Galaxy as one of, if not the best games for the Wii or for Nintendo consoles. And it's still one of the best games I've ever played, although I haven't played that many. So, I'll check the comments on this video. If there's any, please do leave them for your guesses as to what controller this is. I'll comment as to who was right. Maybe give him a shout out in the next video. Maybe that incentivizes you to comment. Give it a try. Might get your voice. Might get this voice to shout you out in the next one. That could be fun. Could try it. Who knows? As I was recording, I did take a little break. I got a notification on my phone. I check my emails and my Twitter religiously, which, if you want to follow my Twitter, it'll be linked in the description, just like every other YouTuber. As I was recording this video, I got a new subscriber. I currently have 4 subscribers as I'm recording this video, and I am blown away because I just got followed or subscribed to by Articulate Design ASMR. If you're watching, Matt, thank you very much for watching. I am giddy. You may be able to hear the excitement in my voice. And if any of you guys like ASMR and you like personal attention videos, if you like incredible quality videos, check out Articulate Design ASMR. His name is Matt. I wasn't just talking to a random Matt. I would personally give his barbershop videos the best reviews that I could, as well as his Caragol video, which came out a couple of months back and has been listened to religiously by me ever since. Matt has a silky smooth voice, so big thanks to Matt, and I hope you enjoy the video if you're listening. Maybe you are, maybe you're not. But for now, I have this lovely little book. I love this little book. It's a little bigger than A5, which is, I think, something only Europeans have measuring. I've never heard an American describe sizes of paper based on the A rating scale. It's a little smaller than a normal sheet of paper. It's about half the size of one. And it is backed in a very lovely hard back. And it is a Celtic design, I think would probably be the best description of it. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I tried to describe the tarot cards in the first video. There is no way I'm going to be able to describe the detail on this book. So instead, I'll just record some video and cut it in here so that you can see it. If you're still awake, go to bed. But if you're still awake, check out the video right now. I have a couple of videos of the book, and I just think this thing sounds so wonderful. Also, my nails are quite long, so it probably sounds extra good. Pages are just the crispest paper I've ever heard, and is a cream color. And I originally thought that book looks like it's gone off. Don't worry, it's just a really nice quality of paper. And I don't know if you can hear this as well as I can, or like it as much as I do, but I think this is just pulped heaven. It's gorgeous to me. And as one of you commented in the first video, like the TikTok audio, she is very gorgeous to me. I just love this book. So, I'm going to read just a couple of pages, maybe not pages, a couple of passages from this book. By the Daily Express, a review of the book that just got my attention. One of the most readable and entertaining books about science yet published. I think the Daily Express is trying to hint at most books written about science are unreadable. They wouldn't be wrong. I'm going to read part 5, Element Science, Today and Tomorrow. It is 277 pages into the book, and the book itself is nearly 400 pages long, so kind of a midpoint. Roentgen not only provided an example of brilliantly meticulous science, he also reminded scientists that the periodic table is never empty of surprises. There's always something novel to discover about the elements, even today. But with most of the easy pickings already plucked by Roentgen's time, making new discoveries required drastic measures. Scientists had to integrate the elements under increasingly severe conditions, especially extreme cold, which hypnotizes them into strange behaviors. Extreme cold doesn't always portend well for humans making the discoveries either. While the latter-day heirs of Lewis and Clark had explored much of Antarctica by 1911, no human being had ever reached the South Pole. Inevitably, this led to an epic race among explorers to get there first, which led, just as inevitably, to a grim cautionary tale about what can go wrong with chemistry at extreme temperatures. That year was chilly even by Antarctic standards, but a band of pale Englishmen led by Robert Falcon Scott nonetheless determined that they were going to be the first to reach 90 degrees south latitude. They organized their dogs and supplies, and a caravan set off in November. That is the first page of that chapter. I read a little bit more than I thought I was going to. My apologies. What was that? Daily Express. I think they might have been onto something. I actually quite enjoyed reading that. But then again, I am a huge nerd. And if you are too, welcome to the club. So, just to finish off, as I go down the list of loud, I'm going to try to do some positive affirmations. So, just want you to know that you are doing wonderful. You are doing absolutely wonderful. The last couple of months have been hard for everyone. Some people maybe more than others, but no one will know it like you have known it. The way that you have felt it is entirely your own, and that is unique, and that is special, and so are you. Everyone is special in their own ways. Some people have advantage, some people have disadvantage. Some people are working against seemingly insurmountable odds. But every day that you continue existence is based on your belief that it is stronger. It was for me anyways. And perspective is something that is special. Every day that you continue doing what you do, even if it's something as simple as getting out of bed, or brushing your teeth, or eating breakfast, one step at a time. For me, it was depression. It would love for me to have believed that it was winning, but the truth of the matter was, it hadn't won one single day, and I was on an unbeaten streak of wins. Every move, every action, every word that I said, everything that I did, and everything that I was one more victory over my depression. Everything changes eventually. The only thing that will never change is that there will always be change. Today may seem rough, and that is okay. You are okay for not being okay. We all have bad days. We all have bad streaks. It took me a couple of years. A pretty long streak. But you are okay. You are going to be okay. Whatever is happening right now is difficult. It is tough. It is strange, maybe. But every day that you continue, you win. It's like a day. You start with a bright, beautiful sunrise, and you continue about your day, and it gets darker and darker until all that's left is pinpoints of starlight to guide you. Maybe if you're lucky, tonight will be a cloudless night, and you'll have the moon to guide you. A beautiful spotlight in the sky to illuminate the dark for you. Sometimes you need to bring a torch with you, because that dark, dark night is unforgiving. But just like mental health, just like the night, there will always be a morning if you are there to see it. There will always be a sunrise. There will always be a sunrise horizon for you if you're there to see it. Sometimes it is as simple as one foot in front of the other. Sometimes that is the most difficult thing you can do. But you still manage to do it. You have survived all of your bad days, all of your good days, every one of your days. It is not one, not a single one. You are undefeated champion. And eventually, you'll realize that the summer heat is burning the sunlight much longer into that dark night. The hours stretch out before you and get longer and longer and warmer and more safe. We we always cuddle around the campfire together. Together is how we win this. Cuddled around the fire with each other, telling ghost stories to each other, trying to scare each other, trying to get some reaction. But as sure as they are stories, as sure as snow melts to water, and as sure as mental health recovers, the sun will rise tomorrow, and you will be there to see it. I believe in you, and if nobody has told you that recently, you can always come back to this video, or reach out to me on my Twitter, or in the comments, and I'll tell you again. I believe in you. I have faith in you. You are going to be so special. And that's saying something, because you're already pretty damn special to me. And platonically, or familiarly, some people have not heard this in a very long time. But I love you. Just for being who you are. Just for being yourself. Just for being. You are going to be okay. This will pass, as everything will. Maybe you're having a great time. And if you are, well done. If you're having a great time, you win. If you're not, you will win eventually. So, the next time you have the opportunity, do something for yourself. Be comforted by yourself. Get yourself something nice. Hold a blanket up real close to you. Cuddle a pillow. Listen to some music that you adore. Watch some ASMR maybe. Believe in yourself. Just like I believe in you. And eventually, maybe even tomorrow morning, things will get just a little brighter for you. But I know for a certainty, change will come, and you're going to be there to see it. And when you're there, looking at that horizon, burning what's left of that night sky, nobody will be more proud, and you will have earned it every single moment. And I am going to be so proud of you, and you are going to be so proud of you, and the people that you love will be proud of you. And then you are going to be unstoppable. And you're already doing a fantastic job at that, aren't you? So, for now, I think that's enough of me rambling. If there's anything that I can do, just